God, we're good. I just recorded.
Okay,
Lock you.
Where would you go from?
We left off with Isaiah 59, verse
20.
20.
You can read that again.
God, Salakiyakim, Shalawam. This is Isaiah 59, verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion,
Zion is another name for Jerusalem.
and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahawah.
Grab I just read it, but you can grab it again. Hebrews 9 and 5.
God. This is Hebrews chapter 9. Next, you might have to turn it off. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 5. And over it, the cherubims of glory, shadowing the mercy seat, of which we cannot speak particularly.
No, 15.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament.
So right, so sin, and who's under the New Testament? I mean, under the first covenant. Another word for testament is covenant. Who was under that first covenant? It was you, James. The Lord made an agreement with you. He said he gave you a law unto 1,000 generations. He made that covenant with you. He didn't make that covenant with the whole world because he don't care about the whole world. That's why he says in Amos, you only have I known out of all the families of the earth. He doesn't care about the Goyim, okay, the heathen. He doesn't care about an Edomite. He doesn't care about a redneck. You know? They don't care about him. Right? He came to save you Jakes. But if you Jakes don't want to get right, guess what? Nighty-night, the Lord gonna have to take you out.
They which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
There you go.
And so Yahawashi's throne, it's going to be forever.
Yep.
Everyone has their moment. Hey, the joy of a hypocrite is but for a moment.
Yep. That was it on that. Just grab one more, 1 John chapter 3 and 4. Then we'll go back to John 3 and 16.
Yeah. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
And who were the laws given to? The laws were given to you, Jakes. Alright, so every time you break the law, anytime you break the law, you transgress the law. Right? Or you commit sin. Right? Because sin is the transgression of God's law. Did I say that correctly? Yes, sin is the transgression of God's law.
God, yeah, the Lord drew that line. He gave us law, statutes, and commandments, and you Jakes willfully jump over that line, you commit sin. And it's up to the Lord who he chooses to have mercy and who he chooses to take their life.
Exactly.
But that's why we're called to have a fear, a healthy fear of the Heavenly Father. But these people don't believe in that. That's why they do as they will. They do without will. That's a Satanist mindset.
You think Daniel was out there just committing sins? You think Michael was out there committing, just deliberately breaking the laws, willfully sinning?
Right. What would be the significance of the mercies of David?
Exactly.
And what would be the significance
of Yahawah's death if it's like you put him to an open shame again? You don't got to come back down and be crucified again.
Exactly. It reads, and ye know that no murderer, Salakia, wrong verse. For sin is the transgression of the law.
No. And like I mentioned, okay, the laws were given to who? To you blacks, Latinos, and natives. The Lord doesn't care about you white people, doesn't care about you Edomites, you damn dirty Arabs, or you Africans, you booty scratching Africans.
We're not here to be cool. We're not here to be cool.
Let me ask you this, does God love? Does God hate? Does God hate according to the Bible? Does God hate? Grab Romans 9 and 13. You an Edomite, you damn sucker. You a damn devil. You an Edomite. You're an Edomite. You're an Edomite. Read Romans 9 and 13. He don't know the Bible. Read Romans 9 and 13. Romans 9 and 13. Now, does God hate? Before you read that, does God hate according to the Bible?
Don't put me on that camera.
They don't believe in God. The Lord tells you, don't point the camera on. Don't worry about it. Let him go on his way. Okay, the Lord tells you he hates Edomites. These are the people that fed you the alligators. The people that shoved you in those slave ships like sardines. The people that stole Texas from the Mexicans, from the tribe of Issachar. Right? The Lord hates you people. The people that kidnapped the tribe of Judah off the west coast of Africa. Yeah, you think the Lord forgot about that? He said he would not at all acquit the wicked. He don't forget.
He was confounded.
Okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of you people are so stupid. Out here in the world, you got that same karma, right? What comes around goes around. God said his judgment is likened unto a ring. Meaning what comes around goes around. What is a ring? A circle. It makes a full circle. Read that out. Romans 9 and 13. We're going to find out if God hates according to the Bible.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Now, Jacob is the progenitor, right? I'll hold it up.
God.
Of these people on the sign. You blacks, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Dominicans, so-called Native Americans, right? So-called Seminole Indians, so-called Argentinians, so on and so forth. Read.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Now, Esau is the progenitor of the white race, which we always say so-called white because they're not white, they're red. They came out the womb leprous. They look red. They lack pigmentation. Right? They lack pigmentation. Those are the Edomites. Right? Those are the Edomites. Okay, the people that rule America are Edomites. Are Edomites. That's the white race, and they're not white. The term white was created in 1681. 1681. Look that up. Matter of fact, read that again now. Let me bring something now. Read that again. I think I got it on.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right? So Jacob have I loved, and that's you Israelites. That's the Israelites, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who the Lord loves. But Esau, the white race, have I hated. Now, are we saying that everybody that looks like a so-called white man is an Edomite? No, we're not saying that. Okay? We're not saying that. But if you do go back to that bloodline, the Lord is going to put you in slavery. You're going to go into slavery. Okay? You're going to go into slavery. All right? Now, the term white, right? Since you got white folks, if you ask somebody, what do you identify as? They'll say white. But none of these people look white. I've never seen a black person in my life. I've never seen a white person in my life. Okay, now this book is called Birth of a White Nation. It was written by an Edomite, right? Some type of scholar. I guess that's what he calls it, some type of scholar, right? It says this: the label white, reflecting a group of humanity, appears nowhere in law until 1681. Okay, they use it for a social construct, right? It first appears in an enactment passed by the Colonial Assembly of the Colony of Maryland. The question is why? Who are white people? Grab Genesis 25 back and start like around 20. Okay? Who are white people prior to the invention? What did it mean when they became white? What was the problem that lawmakers sought to address through the imposition of this new category of humanity? That's why you see white on a job application. That's why you see black, Hispanic. Okay? We don't identify with Hispanic. We don't identify with black. We're Hebrew Israelites. Right?
Genesis 25, verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethel, the Syrian, of Padanaram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahawah for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahawah was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Right?
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right.
And she went to inquire of Yahawah. And Yahawah said unto her,
To a prophet, right? A prophet was breaking this down too, right?
2 nations are in thy womb,
All right, 2 nations are in thy womb, right?
and 2 manner of people
And 2 manner of people are in thy womb, right?
shall be separated from thy
And
bowels.
that's what the Lord did. He separated them from their bowels, right? He separated Jacob and he separated Esau. See, the Lord is a racist. See, he's a separatist. Okay, the Israelites will always be above the blacks, the Latinos, the Native Americans. Okay, we're gonna be on top in the kingdom, and you devils gonna be on bottom. Now on the bottom. Now we at the bottom, and they're on top. Right? But the Lord separated nations. He divides people. Can we all just get along? Does not exist. Read on. Huh?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And we are stronger. We're mentally, spiritually stronger than these devils.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, the elder was Esau. So the Edomites now, as you know, Esau got the rulership of the earth now. What? He's going to serve us in the kingdom. Okay? He's going to serve us in slavery. God believes in putting people in slavery. The Bible talks about that. In the Old Testament and also in the New Testament. The Bible talks about that. Okay? Read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right?
And the first came out red.
Now, who comes out red? Who comes out the womb looking red? Let's just go by. Yeah, let it go by. Matter of fact, finish reading.
And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
Right, the reason why I said the first came out red all over like a hairy garment is because in the ancient world, they used to dye like badger skin, they used to dye like red. But it's referring to how Esau looked, according to the Bible. Right? Because a white man comes out looking red, he looks red. He doesn't have no pigmentation, he lacks pigmentation. But here it is, they call themselves white. There's nothing white about them. White means pure. It can also mean innocent. Okay? You robbed America, from the Native Americans, from the Mexicans. You went into Africa and colonized Africa. You went into Brazil and colonized Brazil. You went to the Island Española and colonized them.
Don't forget Egypt.
Right. Well, Egypt, the original Egyptians, you know how they looked?
Yes, they're black.
They were black. But when you say Egypt, you know who went into Egypt? It was the Ptolemaic Empire.
Yeah.
Ptolemy I Soter and Ptolemy II Philadelphus. Those were Edomites. When they came back in the power, that was like one of Alexander the Great general.
Yeah.
Right? And they controlled, one of his generals controlled that part of Egypt. Alexandria, Egypt. Right? Pretty much what they did was the people that lived in that land. What they did, they removed a lot of those Africans or Egyptians out of that land. Some of them still stayed there, but a lot of them were removed out of that land. Right? And they started calling themselves pharaohs. They took on the identity of a Hamitic nation.
And they still do.
They still do, right? You got those Israelis, right? In Israel, what do they call them? They believe they're Jews, right?
Yes, they do.
They believe they're Jews, but it tells you that the Jews are black,
Yeah, the Jews are
according
black.
to the Bible.
I think white people.
Hey, you heard what the Syrian president Assad just recently said about a week ago? He said that the people that call themselves Jews in Israel now go back to the Khazars, the Khazarian Empire. They came from Georgia, Russia, or what they call the Caucasus Mountains. But not only them, you had another group called the Calamanus family around like the 8th century. They were in like southern, northern Italy. They moved into like the Rhineland, Germany. And they also so-called converted Judaism. That's what they did, but it goes further back than that.
Oh, yeah.
You ever heard of the book of the Maccabees?
Yes, I heard of it.
You ever heard of a man by the name of John Hyrcanus?
No, not him.
He was a Hebrew Israelite that forced Edomites to convert to Judaism because he wanted some type of high position and you know, whatever he wanted. He was a sellout. He's like a coon, right?
Yeah.
So he converted a lot of those fake Jews. That's what he did. That's why to this day, in their mind, they believe that they're the people of God.
Yeah, they think they're the chosen ones.
But check this out. I got a prophecy. Let's bring something out. Bring Ezekiel 36 and 5 out. Babakashah. Check this out. We're going. Tell me who does this sound like? Matter of fact, no. Let's start with read that one first, and we'll go to Luke 21. You're right, but the real Egyptians go back to a man named Ham or Mizraim.
They go way back. I think
Ezekiel 36 and 5.
5, yeah.
Ezekiel 36, verse 5. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah, surely...
Read it verbatim, word for word.
God. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen,
Right?
and against all Idumea,
Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom, or the Edomites, right? Edom means red, right?
which have appointed my land into their possession.
So how did they do that? Through a Balfour Declaration, right? Of 1917, all right? And they became a state in 1948. But it says that the heathen will live in that land in the end days. Check this out. Go to Luke 21 and 24. Okay, now who lives in Palestine? You got Arabs that live in Palestine, right? Those people that live in Palestine don't belong in that land either. They're always clashing at war with each other.
Yeah.
You got the people that the Arabs and the people who live in Palestine go back to Ishmael. The Arabs who practice Islam and all, they go back to Ishmael. 24 hours. Right, 24.
Luke 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Now, Jesus Christ right here is saying that the Israelites shall fall by the edge of the sword. Okay?
and shall be led away captive into all nations.
That was a prophecy. There won't be going south, north, east, west. Israelites live almost in every country. You can even look like a white man and go back to an Israelite. It's deeper than skin color. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than skin color. It's who your father, according to the Bible, you are who your father is, right?
And to all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And how is it going to be fulfilled? World War III. You got the Red Sea conflict over there. Mm-hmm. You got what's that group in Palestine fighting the Gaza Strip? You got those militants fighting Israelis. They're at war, right? It says that Gentiles or heathens will live in our land in an end time, right? Check this out. Go to oh my God, hold on, if my memory serves me correct. Until the time of the, I just damn. Oh man, read that again now. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
I remember it. Isaiah 2. Start like around 2. Check this out. According to the Bible, it's prophesied when the Israelites go back into the land, there'll be no more wars.
So you don't
Check
like
this
Jews
out.
or what?
I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you. Check
That's
this
why you
out.
have a bunch of pictures of
I'm
Jews.
talking to him.
You don't like Jews.
They're not real Jews.
Yeah.
What does the
you're
word
right,
Jew mean?
right.
What does the
A
word
real-
Jew mean?
A real Jew.
What does the word Jew
Jews
mean?
from the tribe of Judah, man.
No,
I'm
that
not-
you don't
I'm
know.
not-
You don't know.
I'm not arguing.
Who's the real
man.
Jews according to the Bible?
I'm not
These
getting
are
on
Jews.
this.
These are Jews. You're an Edomite. Read.
You can't even point the Edom
Read.
on the map, bro.
You're
I get it.
Edomite.
You don't-
You're an Edomite.
You don't like Jews.
We
I get
know
it.
you.
You don't like Jews.
No, I like my people. You're an
You don't
Edomite.
like Jews.
Read.
It's okay.
Isaiah 2.
That's what
Say-
Edomites
say
do.
you don't
When you
like
speak to somebody, come up disrespectfully. That's a coward behavior.
He's cut.
He's cut. He's hurt. That's why he came back. Read.
Isaiah 2, verse 2.
This is a prophecy. Check this out.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahawah's house, Lord's house, shall be established in the top of the mountains,
Meaning that mountain can represent like the government. The government will be established right on this earth.
and shall be exalted
In Jerusalem.
above the hills,
Right?
and all nations shall flow unto it.
Keep reading.
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord,
Right? Read.
to the house of the God of Jacob.
Right, read.
And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path.
Now, check this out. Now it says when the Israelites get back in the land, that everyone will be following the law. Are they following the law in Israel now? You got something called what? Big City Tel Aviv. You got gay parades. Okay, in Israel. Okay, you got men walking the streets with thongs on. You got homosexuality. You got wars. It says when the Israelites go back into the land, there should be no more wars. There's a prophecy that says that we're gonna get rid of all the weapons. There's too much war in this earth. You see it. There's no rest there. That's why there's something called when they established Israel as a state or establishment, a home place for these so-called Jews or Israelis. In 1948, the next day, war broke out. The very next day. Then you had all these other wars, like the 6-Day War of 1967. There's been war there. Recently there's war, right? So that's a prophecy that those are not the people of God. They're not the people of God. They're what you call converts. Yeah. It goes back to John Hyrcanus, the Herod, the Herodians. These were all Idumeans. They're Edomites. All they did was take our book and call themselves Israelites.
Wait, for themselves. Yeah.
That's all they did. Read Revelation 2:9. Check this one out.
This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
It says the Lord knows our tribulation and poverty. The blacks, the Latinos, and Native Americans, we're in the bad condition. We live in ghettos, broken families, domestic violence. Check the check. That ain't a good way of living. Always worrying about, you gotta always look over your shoulder.
You got pedophiles running the streets.
Yeah, a lot. And television.
Yeah.
The Bible talks about that.
That's witchcraft. Yeah, that television.
It talks about that. That's a curse.
Yeah.
That's a curse. Being homeless.
Yeah.
Okay, another man taking your woman. Another man taking your woman. How would you feel if another man takes your woman?
This guy has a stronghold on our people.
This too.
That's a curse.
Yeah,
That's a curse.
Yeah,
people believe that
that's
this is
fake.
that this is the Lord. People believe that this is the Lord.
That's Jesus of Lord.
But this is just one image. There's multiple images that they paint.
Yeah.
This is what you call Renaissance art.
Yeah, that's from
That's-
what's his name?
No, Mom. This is the son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome.
He was.
But you had Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, right?
He was
They painted
homosexual.
images, right?
He was homosexual that painted this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That-
Which this guy went and boned him too.
This not. We could go into the Bible and show you how the Lord looks according to the Bible.
He was red, bronze.
Right, feet of Bible. He's a so-called black man. We say so-called because nobody's really black.
Yeah.
Okay, black is also, like for example, what would you identify yourself with? What would you call yourself? Yeah,
Pretty much.
Hispanic.
I don't even identify as that. No.
Don't.
I don't. Or Mexican.
Grab Genesis, Deuteronomy 27, 28 and 37. So you identify as what?
More. I forget what y'all them is.
We're Hebrew
Israelites
Israelite.
or yeah.
We're Hebrew Israelite.
Yes.
So see, it's wrong when somebody calls himself a Puerto Rican.
You're just identifying a different race.
Like-
Type. It's to separate people, and then.
Right, but
Yeah.
like Puerto Rico, right? It was colonized by the Spaniards,
Yeah.
which named the island Puerto Rico.
Yes.
After
We're
colonized-
Spaniards, they were white.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They were Edomites.
Yeah,
we
they
could
were
get
white,
into all that.
yeah.
We go into the prophesy. The Lord said that
The
the Edomites
second thing about it,
will take
The
control over the
second thing
world.
about it, when they come and tell you speak English.
Right.
You niggas taught it.
No, that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. But being called Hispanic, don't call yourself Hispanic. Hispanic means to pertain to Spain.
It's like being branded by like a fucking
Exactly.
cow.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. You call yourself Dominican. Dominican goes back to the word Sunday, Domingo. Domingo. Like in Portuguese, say domingo. In Spanish, I believe domingo. Domingo. It means Sunday. Say, what's up, Sunday? How you doing today, Sunday?
Yeah.
I said, do not make no sense. It don't make no sense. Like you call yourself, what else? Colombia. Colombia goes back to Christopher Columbus. You understand what I'm saying? Venezuela, I'm a Venezuelan. Venezuela goes back to Venice, Italy. These were all places that the Spaniards and the Edomites colonized. That's what they did. That's what they did. So we don't identify as black. We don't identify as Hispanic, Puerto Rican, African American. We don't identify with that. Now watch this. Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahawah shall lead thee.
Right? So basically what the enemy did when he conquered you and he colonized you and he conquered you, he slapped black on you. Here, you're this now. You're Guatemalan. You're Ecuadorian. Ecuador means from the equator. That's literally what it means. Hey, what's up, equator? How you doing again? It don't even make no damn sense. You understand what I'm saying? Black is a color in a crayon box.
Yeah. That color.
This is
void of light.
Void of light.
Black.
Black means negative, void of light.
Yeah. Well,
Negative, right?
the way they see it is white is good, light is pure, black is evil and darkness.
But you heard what I read out of this? This book was written by Jacqueline Bacalaureate. Right? She says that our own people gave themselves the term of, used the word white to describe themselves as pure. They also used it for social status, to put themselves on high. Because if you think a white thing, man, these are pure people. They're righteous. They conquer the whole world. Right, what do you got out?
Psalm 64 and 8.
Right, yeah, read that. See what she did in this book, she told on herself, she told on her own race. You can bring that out.
This is Psalms 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
Right, meaning make the son of fall upon themselves, meaning they're going to tell on themselves. You got Edomites, they know who they are. They know who they are. They tell you white is just something created 1681. It doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you call proverb and byword. We identify with Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Like for example, Jacob, his name, okay, when he rested an angel, his name was changed to Israel. His name was changed to Yahawah, which in the Hebrew means he, prince of the power. We're the prince of God. Okay? So we were given that name Jacob, or Israel, the 12 tribes. Like you see here, yeah. How can we identify who we are? Because of the things that we go through, the curses. Like this tribe here came on slave ships. It talks about that in Deuteronomy 28 also. Right? All of these people came on slave ships. These tribes were here in the Americas way before Christopher Columbus got here. You know that's written in the Bible? You know where that's written at or no?
Not off the mind, man.
Do you want us to get it for you or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, start at like verse 40. And read all the way down where it says Asherah, and I'm gonna look something up.
And that's coming out the 1611 Bible, which I have.
Right, but 1611 Bible is like the Apocrypha,
Yeah.
but what we do here, we do comparative text. We just don't look at one translation, but they all mean the same thing, but sometimes they say it differently. But you know, sometimes because the King James Bible is what you call archaic English.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go to like an NLT, NIV to.
gotta translate
Oh, that's what it means,
Yeah.
you know. But it means the same thing.
Yeah, I also have that Bible, which it translates.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea.
Which that happened around 722 BC, right?
The king, who Salmanassar,
Right?
the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Okay, right? Salmanassar was the Syrian king, Salmanassar the 5th to be exact, right?
And he carried them over the waters. And so came they.
He carried them over the Euphrates. He carried over like around like the Babylonian area, right? Syria, right?
And so came they into another land.
Okay.
But they took this counsel among themselves,
So they were like, okay, what should we do now?
that they would leave
Right.
the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Right, because America, this land is talking about America, which we're gonna get for you, right? America, nobody really dwelt here, but you did have a group of Phoenician Highlands. They were working for, they used to work for Solomon. If you read like the Book of Kings, they worked for Solomon, right? And what they did, they came here. They came before Columbus, right? This is what you call it. This image is an omen. Yeah, but it's not an Israelite. These were Hamites. These were Phoenicians that came to America, and that's why you see like I mean, like Central America. I know Central America, that was called the Olmecs, right? The Olmecs, they like the images. They went from the east. They lived on this side of the world, like the Army, like the western side. That's why it says they came before Columbus. The Hamites didn't dwell here, but they were here to get like gold to build like the first temple for Solomon. So they came here to get whatever they had to get and go back to the east. Actually, in this book somewhere, it says that all these Olmecs, right? That all these Olmecs, these images here, face the east. Because everyone comes from the east. Every nation on this earth comes from the east. America was never dwelt. Read that again. Watch the guy.
2nd Ezra 13, verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves.
That's the Northern Kingdom, okay? We're going to find out how the so-called Latinos and Native Americans got here, and the so-called Mexicans got here. Check this out.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statues which they never kept in their own land.
Right? Now, that's why you see, you ever heard of the Los Luna Stones? Los Luna Stones in New Mexico, I believe it's in New Mexico. They found like inscriptions of Hebrew writing on those stones, and also in Ohio. They had another stone with Hebrew inscriptions on it. Because our original language is what's called Paleo-Hebrew. Like you got here, that's a script. That's Paleo-Hebrew script. That's Paleo-Hebrew script. That says Yahawah, the Heavenly Father's name, and Yahawashi in Hebrew. Okay? We could go more into the language, but keep reading out.
Verse 43. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them.
Because the Lord was helping us in our journey. People don't believe in God. People don't believe that the Most High does these type of miracles. They think it's something, a fairy tale. You know, they think it's a fairy tale, right? But he was helping these the 10 tribes come into America, right?
And held still the flood till they were passed over.
Right?
For through that country there was a great way to go.
Right? And what they did, they went around the Horn of Africa. Madagascar, went around there, or through Mozambique, over there in that, right? They went around, okay, and they got here. Trust me, the Lord made that happen.
Namely, of a year and a half.
So it says it took a year and a half to get here. You know how long it took Hiram and his men to get here to the Americas? A year and a half to get here and a year and a half to come back. Right.
And the same region.
Now it's not going to take a year and a half because you got, you know, it's not going to take a year and a half.
Comes. Yeah. And the same region is called Arzareth.
Arzareth, right? Means another land. Check this out. This was written by so-called white people. The Jewish encyclopedia, Arzareth. It says, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration according to the 2nd Ezra 13 and 45, which he just read. Columbus identified America with this land. This came out of the white man's mouth. It came out of the white man. We didn't. I ain't write this. You ain't write it. You ain't write it. It came from them.
Yeah.
So people wonder why. How did the Native Americans get here? Okay. How did they get here? How did they get here? To them, it's like it's mind-boggling, but to us, we know. And it's simple as just reading the Bible. Okay. We can get into more details with you, but we don't want to make things complicated, right? We want to make it easy to be understood. But that's how the Northern Kingdom got here. Now there's a movie. Baba Kusha, could you pull up that movie? Okay. Let's see if I can pull this up for you. Or I'll mention it. There's a movie called 1492. You ever heard of that? Conquest of Paradise? Grab Job in 9:24. Baba Kusha. You ever heard of Conquest of Paradise? 1492. That was a movie that came back years ago, and there was a guy reenacting Christopher Columbus in that movie, and the Spaniards, and they were all together, or one Spaniard asked Columbus, how could you be so sure that there's life or whatever in this land? Well, I believe this is 100 leagues or whatever he said, that if we go this way, we'll get to that land or we'll reach that land. He said in that movie, right? He quoted what he just read, the book of Ezra, chapter 13. That's what he quoted. In that movie, he said, how could you be so sure? He said, Ezra. He said, but Ezra is a Jew. The other guy asked, but Ezra is a Jew. He quoted the book of Ezra. You got movies, signs like that for us to go into, it's not hard, People just don't want to accept it, but it's true. They don't want to accept it. Like the guy that came up here, he called these people Jews. Yeah. He's done by saying that. You know why? Check this out. Read Job 9:24.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
The earth, these are banking families. Yeah. These are Rawchaas, the Vanderbilts, all of these people, they own the music industry, the CIA, the hospitals, the printing press, they own YouTube, Facebook, they own all this stuff. It says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now during 1492, that was a time of what they called the Renaissance, or the age of exploration, right? The age of exploration. That's when the white man started conquering the world. They came here, and it was purposely, the Lord put it in their heart, in their mind, to come here to conquer his people. And the reason why the Lord did that too is because we were going wrong. We were doing wrong. Okay? We were doing wrong. That was a punishment. Right? Now read that again. Joe, people own everything. We don't own nothing. This is just a few of them. They own everything. They run the world. If you ask somebody what race of people control the earth, they'll probably say everybody. That's a stupid answer because everybody doesn't control the earth. This is a specific race that was prophesied in the Bible to control the earth. And they, sure enough, they did. Go ahead now.
This is Job 9, verse 24. The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
It says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Now the judges are Israelites. What he did, that's something called iconoclasm, right? It is noisy out here. You have something called iconoclasm. Iconoclasm means a destroyer and breaker of images. Because if you go to certain museums, you'll see dark figures in certain museums of black men, women, and children. Okay? In Europe, in Russia, you'll see like images of black men. Okay? You'll see the coats of arms of Sardinia, Corsica. You'll see black men with woolly hair. Right? And what the white man did, he painted images like this. That's what it means that he covered the faces of the judges. Okay? And if not, then it's like a, what's it called, a rhetorical question? Like the Lord already knows. It's sarcasm. Like the Lord knows. If not, where then who is it? Right? Because he gave him the power of the earth. Check this out. Now about Esau, right? Esau, let's go to Genesis 27. Let's start at verse 38. This was prophesied of the white man, right? Check this out. And this is how we know it's talking about Esau, okay? Or the white race. Or so-called white race.
Headed to the spot where the strippers show me loose. Cause they got the 5 wings and a little groove. Trying to keep my mind off my bitch back at home. So the retail to 40 dollars dying on me home. Yeah,
you can stop.
Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
So Esau asked his father Isaac, please give me a blessing. Because that's what the father will do in the ancient world. He'll pass down the inheritance or he'll give his son some type of blessing, right? So he told Esau, hey, I got a little blessing for you. You're going to rule the whole earth. You're going to have the fatness of the earth. Fatness, if you look up that word fatness, it means the richness of the earth. Who controls everything on the earth?
That's what he wants. He wants our people to act like that.
See, this is what you call monkey behavior. It is.
That's power.
We once were like that. When we repent, we thought we like that. It's called monkey behavior. You know, it's sad. If you don't, it's sad for Israelite not to know what's passing out, right?
And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above.
Right?
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. By thy sword shalt thou live. Okay? Sword can represent what? Right, right? Check this out. Check this out. You said it. Check this out. You see this? This was written by Bartholomew de las Casas, right? It's called a Greek the account of the destruction of the kingdom. Check this out. So page 17. I'll just start right around here. It says, well armed. It's talking about when the Spaniards came here, right? Well armed with lances and swords, begin to execute their bloody butcheries and strategies. Grab John 10 and 10 by BAHASHAM. And overrunning their cities and towns, spared no age or sex. So they didn't care if you were old, young, they exactly. Or sex, nay, not so much as women with child. It doesn't matter if you were pregnant or nothing, if a woman was pregnant or nothing. But ripping up their bellies, tore them alive in pieces. Who did that?
White. And the Spaniards, they're white.
Check. Now, he's going to read what I call for John 10 and 10. I got something for you. Check this out. Let him read that first, though. I just remembered this.
This is going to be St. John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Now, that's the Lord speaking. He says that the thief. Now, look, before I break this down, who is ruling the earth? What empire had control of the Mediterranean at the time of Jesus Christ? What empire?
The Roman Catholic.
The Roman Empire, right? So Yahawashi, well, who the world calls Jesus Christ, his biblical name is Yahawashi. He knew very well who is in control. Okay? He says that they come for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Even John the Baptist says that the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent, which are the Edomites, take it by force. Those Romans were Edomites. You even got books that state that the Romans were Edomites. They tell you that. They don't even tell you that. Okay? Check this out. Well, let me get this for a voice. This is the book of Hosea, right? In the Old Testament. Hosea was a northern kingdom prophet from the tribe of Ephraim, which we believe and know for a fact that they'll be the tribe of Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Rico. Okay? Check this out. Hosea 13 and verse 16. The people of Samaria, Samaria can represent like the Ephraim or the northern kingdom, must bear the consequences of their guilt because they rebelled against their God. They will be killed by an invading army. Their little ones cast to death against the ground. The pregnant women stripped open by the sword. Didn't I just read that in that book? But I got it from the Bible also, right? We just read that. So we're not making this stuff up. Texas, okay, in 1845 was taken. Okay, they had certain treaties that they did, but you gotta understand. There's a saying, you ever heard that saying, manifest destiny? Manifest destiny means that the white man believes, which they're right about this, that God gave them the power to conquer America from sea to shining sea, which they did. You had the California gold rush, right? You had the Black Hills, the happened in the Black Hills, the 𝤉𤄄𐤅𐤄 massacre, the Trail of Tears, the 3 Seminole Wars. We're not making this stuff up. This is real.
That is passed down by our ancestors.
You know, this is real, but we're about to close up in a little bit. There's a lot of noise out here. I knew it was going to be noisy. I didn't know it was going to be this noisy. But with that, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi,
BAHASHAM,
Qadash, and SHALAWAM.
SHALAWAM.